it's Autumn. Today I wanted to do a video where I test out Dear Dahlia. I'm sure many of you have seen the ads on Instagram and Facebook where they're blurred yet sparkly, and like everybody's skin just looks like beautiful and flawless. So I saw that they had a Black Friday sale and I wanted to put everything to the test. So I bought quite a few products, and everything on my face aside from my brows and my mascara are from what I purchased. So if you're also curious about this brand, hopefully this video answers some of your questions. And I'm just gonna try some things on my face, do some swatches, and then we will discuss in the end. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump into it. I'm gonna be doing my skincare while I chat with you for a minute. The skincare products that I'm using aren't from Dear Dahlia, so if you're curious, I will have them linked below and have them here on the screen, but I'm not gonna really talk about them while I am prepping my face. I don't know if I've mentioned this or not, so I'm trying to revive my YouTube channel. I've been on YouTube for a long time, but I've taken like quick sabbaticals, and not quick, like I have like been gone for like 2 years at a time. But anyway, I'm trying to revive my channel, and one of the things that I've been wanting to do while reviving it is I keep a running list on my phone of companies that I want to try out. And I've been so curious about Dear Dahlia because they've been putting up all of these like really beautiful Instagram and Facebook ads, and you can definitely tell there is a smoothing filter over it. And it's the same kind of filter that they use for those Pat McGrath eye looks on Instagram. The one that smooths out the skin but enhances the sparkle. And so I've just been so curious about the brand because I've been watching a lot of Korean sorts of like skincare and beauty videos probably over the last year, and while I can't understand most of what they're talking about, I just really think the makeup is very flattering and beautiful. I also like how sheer but buildable Korean products are. A lot of the time, like when you get it, the packaging is like really cheap and it doesn't seem as luxe. Well, this brand kind of brought together the beautiful Korean beauty and the luxe packaging, and I've been very intrigued. So that's what we're gonna dip into today. I was about to put on a luminizing primer, but I don't want to really affect what the foundation looks like. So we're gonna hold off on that. So anyway, let's just go ahead and jump into this box here. When I placed, which I guess I'll talk about it a little bit more at the end of the video, but when I placed my order, or I'll talk about it now. When I placed my order, if you spent so much money, you got 3 free lipsticks. And I figured out why, and this was for Black Friday. So you get 3 free lipsticks. These expire in like 4 or 5 months. So in April of 2022, these lipsticks expire. So that's why they were offering the free lipsticks, because they weren't selling. But anyway, I chose my foundation shade online the best that I could based off of their description. And I ended up getting the shade F3 in case you're curious. Look how beautiful this bottle is. Like, this packaging just seems so luxe. Also, I don't know how this stuff applies. Okay, I didn't know the consistency or how thick it was. So here it is. Ooh, that might be a bit light. Actually, it doesn't seem too bad. So, okay, it's not really scented other than like the natural, it smells like face cream almost. Oh my gosh, maybe I should have. Okay, I'm gonna try to use this brush by Marc Jacobs and see what this does. I should have maybe got a beauty blender. I bet this would work really well with the beauty blender. I'm really hoping that this melds into the skin a little bit better. So it's thin, but then like once it's almost like a thin moisturizer. It feels moisturizing. And around the nose, yeah, so I would have been okay with the illuminating primer. This is like not super dewy, but also like, I don't know, like hard to describe. I'm afraid to put I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand this time and not on my fingers. And actually dab the brush into it and see if this works better. And actually I think it does. That way I thin it out a little bit more and I'm just not like putting globs on my face. But because of this lotion-like texture, I feel like I could have put on a lot more skincare, which makes sense because the Korean beauty community tends to use a lot of skincare. And this is a pretty sheer coverage. Like you can still see, I'm gonna zoom you in. I have a lot of lights on, so I don't know what you can see here. But like you can still see like redness, and I have like veining around my nose, and then also like some blue there. And this foundation does seem to have like a white cast in it. I wonder if it has SPF. Just says Skin Paradise Sheer Silk Foundation. I don't see an SPF listed anywhere. It says shake before use. I shook it before use, but maybe I should shake it a little bit better. Let's see if that changes anything. I got a little bit out, and again, I'll put it. Yeah, not really. Huh. So I'm gonna have to play around with this foundation, but so far it's not my favorite, although I probably should have put more skincare on with it. It's not drying, it's definitely moisturizing, but I feel like it's moisturizing and it like sticks to the skin to moisturize the skin, so it needs to have something slippier underneath, like an oil would probably be great just to let this glide over the skin a little bit better. All right, so I didn't get a concealer from them, which is fine. I'm literally only gonna go exercise after this, which is also funny. I specifically wore this shirt just for the video, and then I realized once I looked in the monitor that I looked like The Rock. So, I mean, I could take off the gold chain, but I'm not gonna. So let me lay my products out here. Also, I ended up getting a lot of lip products. I don't know what my deal is with lip products lately. The products are all like super tiny aside from like the foundation and the lipsticks themselves. Everything else is like really miniature. So let's look at these because they all look the same. So this is an eyeshadow in a multi-balm, and look how tiny this is. Lady Oxford. And so these open up, and so this is eyeshadow on the side. It's a little dual eyeshadow thing. And then on the other side is like a little lip and cheek balm. Balm, not balm. Okay, and then let me hurry up and open the rest of these so I'm not struggling. Okay, so this one is Secret Rendezvous, and I think this is for like a cheek like highlighter situation. And this is another cheek balm. And then this is in Caramel Slice. And again, eyeshadow duo, and then an eyeshadow topper. So they're all a little bit different, but they all come in the same packaging. So you wouldn't really be able to tell a difference between them, but they do have like little mirrors inside on each side. And I don't know who would be using these little mirrors, or yeah, I mean, I need a bigger mirror. Okay, so I'm gonna open up all these and set them out so I can kind of see with what I'm working with. And we're just gonna use each one. I kind of like the idea of these for like quick on the go makeup, but I don't know how practical it would be. And then also I want to talk about these really quickly, I guess, since while I'm opening things up and we're gonna put it on the face. So I got these, which are their Paradise Dream Velvet Lip Mousse Mini 6 set, and it's their lip tint. But I did see them on their website actually use these also on their eyes. And so you get 6, and look how tiny these are. And they were on sale. I paid $18 for them, so I paid like $3 for each one. And then I think I also might have gotten a discount for Black Friday on top of that. So this is great to be able to try out the different sorts of shades that they have if you weren't sure what you wanted to get. Or if you do bridal makeup, this would be perfect to hand off to the bride to put in a little sort of like clutch to touch up throughout the day. Or not even just bridal, just like if you do any kind of makeup artistry. I also have these to choose from as well. And I got their favorites kit and I think the nudes kit. Again, I'll have everything on the screen. So let's just go ahead and try some stuff out. I wanna start out right here with this cheek balm. And it's for lips too, but I have all this other lip stuff, so we're just gonna see. It's actually quite pretty. Yeah, I like it. It's subtle but pretty. I feel like, is my light way too bright? Okay, so I turned the light down a little bit, so hopefully you can see me a little bit better when I'm applying these things. So, yeah, it's really subtle, but it does give a nice glow to the cheek. And let's swatch this shade here. I'm gonna apply this to the backs of the cheeks, this more apricot-y sort of shade, which is not meant to be a bronzer, it's meant to just be another shade of blush. But I'll do over here. And I feel like I'm putting on a lot and then blending because it blends so well to where I feel like I would go through those. If that was like my main source of like blush, I feel like I would go through it relatively quickly. So let's go into eyes. I have a couple of eye options. I have pretty much these shades right here for eyes. So I'm gonna go into this lighter one right here, which is called Caramel Slice. Okay. Jeez. Okay. So ooh, these are dusty. So FYI here. You can kind of see that dust, and then I think I do want to go with like more of a blender brush though over the lid. So I'm gonna go into the lighter shade in the other one, and it tends to lean a little bit more of a rosy brown. And I'm just gonna see how that translates onto the skin. And then I'm gonna jump into this darker shade here and just kind of line the upper lash line with it. Hopefully you can see me do this. Maybe I should use their tiny little baby mirror here. I can find my eyeball in that tiny mirror. Oh, there we go. All right, and I actually don't mind this eye look, but let's go in with this sparkle shade here in this other one. And just kind of dust or tap that in. So it's pretty, but I think I would have preferred, like if I'm wearing this, probably no sparkle shade. And I mean, if you were around for my favorites video, I ranted about there being sparkles in a Dior blush for like a good 15 minutes. If you missed out on that, I'll go ahead and link it up above. All right, and then this is also supposed to be meant for the cheeks. I believe it's like a blush topper highlight situation. Okay, so I got this brush. It's nice and clean. It's from Smashbox. Let's just go ahead. And I think this would be good just to kind of set the creams in place. It's very subtle and it does add some glow, like a blush topper or highlight, but not a lot. It's not like an overt glow. So this is super subtle, but I'm actually really liking it. I'm gonna jump off camera for just a minute, do my eyebrows, and then we'll be right back to kind of swatch some lip products. So first, I want to start off with the 3 lipsticks that they sent for free. Well, not really for free, I had to buy all this stuff, but they sent these 3 lipsticks as a bonus with the order. The packaging is absolutely gorgeous on the lipsticks. The shades, I haven't even had a chance to look at the shades, but they just pick out 3 random shades. Like, I didn't get to pick the shades, so hopefully they're wearable. If not, my daughter's going through like this lipstick phase where she just wears no makeup and then she'll just wear a lipstick of pretty much any color. So that really works out for me. So this first one is in the shade Kate. The second one is in the shade Megan. And this last one is in the shade Ruby. And then jumping into their little favorites kits here, we're gonna first go into the bestseller collection. So here are their bestsellers, which I find that hard to believe. I'm gonna try to choose actually, and I'm just gonna put this on my lips to get a feel for the texture. And what I think I may do is do an entire separate video doing all lip swatches on these. So this one right here that I just chose is the shade Teddy. I think I have peachy blush though. Should I go? You know what? Let's do this one. This is in Guava. Okay, so I'm afraid I might have had like some foundation on my lips, so I don't hate the color or the application. It's like a cream to powder sort of lipstick. Really interesting. Hold please. Okay, I'm gonna try the same color again. Yeah. Definitely don't have foundation on your lips when you go to use these, because it's a sheer sort of formula and it'll just mix and your lips will look super washed out. So knowing that this is kind of what you get and it's sheer, I'm not curious about the other shades. All right, so I grabbed a tissue and I'm just gonna go for it. I'm not gonna make a separate lip swatch video. I started off with Guava and we're just gonna go through the rest of them. They're pretty easy to apply. So I did notice in just removing it that it leaves behind like a slight stain on the lips. So this next shade right here is Teddy. It was the one I was gonna use. So for some reason I thought in the tube that this one would have been more subdued than the other, but it's not. When you take it out, you can even see on the doe foot the bright stain that's built in. I'm sorry, my fingers are so grubby from like applying the foundation. They're disgusting, but I'm actually really liking this lip product. I'm wondering though, if, like for the winter, if these are gonna be drying since they are a powder formula. So this is the shade Can Can. Again, another like super, for me it's super bright, but it has a sheer quality, like a sheer matte quality to where it's not like, doesn't feel like you're overdoing it. This is the shade Haute, or I guess some people call it Haute, like Haute Couture. Or is it Haute Couture? I don't know. It's a very vivid pink. This is the shade Seduction. This is a super vivid red that you don't have to worry about the lip line because it's naturally like a blurry matte look. Probably the easiest red I've ever applied. This is the shade Bordeaux. So let's try a couple of these more nude shades. I don't think I'm gonna go through all of them just because I feel like they are pretty similar. They may not be, they might have like a different sort of stain like under, but here, like, why am I holding them like this? What is wrong with me? So these are all the shades. So they do have different undertones, but they are pretty similar as far as like depth. So I'm gonna choose this one that looks like the brownest. And this is the shade Button. Got some mail. Yeah, so the other ones are definitely more vivid than these are, obviously. And this is like the brownest. Let me try, this is the shade Buddy. So far, I like all of these. I'm not gonna try the last 4 of the minis. Maybe I'll do like some get ready with me's and things like that using them, but I don't mind the way these feel. And I think the only reason that my lips are feeling a little bit dry right now is because I keep wiping them off, but I will give you an update on these later. Let's go ahead and try out the lipsticks. So there is no way I think that these lipsticks, I mean, they look good on my hand, but after trying these out, I just don't think that they can be as good. I really enjoyed those, and now I feel like I want every color of those, which is dangerous because they're around 30 something a piece. All right, so got Ruby, Megan, and Kate. Let's try Kate, because I feel like this actually goes with my makeup. Yeah, so the shade is beautiful. I just find that I like these like 10 times more, which normally I'm not really a liquid lipstick person, but just the way those look on the lips. Yeah, it's an okay lipstick. All right, let's just try the red. Yeah, so I applied it sloppily because I've already wiped my face like 1,000 times. The red in the liquid lip that's like super bright was easier to apply. Doesn't seem like it would require as much maintenance. The color is beautiful, but I definitely prefer the formula of these. So yeah, I mean, I appreciate that I got these in the order, but they're not my favorite. And I will apply one more of these shades since I'm putting something on. This is the shade Marmalade. All right, so let's kind of go over and review a little bit of this stuff now. I feel like I've been all over the place, per usual. So let me first see how much I paid for all of this, because I completely forget. Let's see. So with my 25% off, I paid $133.50 for all of this. They actually took $44.50 off with my amount. So that would have been like what, $178 was my subtotal. So this is $178 worth of their makeup. Plus they threw in 3 of their lipsticks, which, how much are their lipsticks? Let me go on the website and look. Their lipsticks are $34 each, and then the lip mousses, which I believe that's what I tried out, these little lip mousses. A full size of these are $31 each, and I 100% like these way better. I kind of want some. Like, I'm gonna use the minis first, and then whichever colors I decide that I like most, I will go in and purchase, because they feel like nothing on the lips once you have them on there. And you don't have to worry about your lip line because it is kind of like a blurred powder texture, and they look so good. So anyway, I guess you can already tell like what I like and what I don't like. So let's just first start off with reviewing the foundation. So I'm gonna try it a little bit more, but I'm not super impressed. But what I will say is it's sheer, and now that it's dried down on the skin, it just looks like skin. It's one of those foundations to where if you just wanted a little something, this would be it. But I do think I need to put something under it to help it glide a little bit better as I apply it. I am gonna play around with it. The color actually ended up being a really good color for me, especially with winter coming up. I get super pale. This does lean a little bit yellow, but again, it's really hard for me to find an olive foundation as pale as I am. So this was actually a pretty good match. So this foundation retails for $46. I don't think it's worth $46. Again, I'm gonna play around with it. It may come up in a favorites or fails video, and I'll tell you more about it. But from what I can tell you on my face now and foundations that I have in my collection, I'm not sure that I would pay $46 on the regular for this. All right, so let's talk about these, which they do have larger eyeshadow palettes, but I thought that these would be a great way for me to try their eyeshadow formula and some of their other formulas that they have. I like the fact that they're compact, and like you get like 2 and 3 different products depending on which one you get in them. The little mirrors in them are pretty much useless. but it is cute. Like, this packaging is super, super cute. The formula, if you can look like at the eyeshadow, it is very transparent. It's not super pigmented, but again, that's Korean makeup. Like, if you look at any sort of like Korean makeup tutorials or swatches, it's usually a nice sheer wash. And I actually like it. I think my makeup looks really good today. This is something I would wear on a regular basis. But when I was applying it, this was making me think that this stuff would be perfect for my daughter. So she's just now getting into makeup, and she sometimes gets a little bit heavy-handed. And I think that, especially with Christmas coming up, if you're thinking of maybe getting a teen girl like started into makeup, these would be perfect, because also these you can use on your lips or your cheeks, and they're pretty sheer. And the eyeshadows are also pretty sheer. It's gonna take a lot for you to overdo it. They are a little bit dusty, but that doesn't really bother me a whole lot. It didn't end up all over my face. So I think that these are a win. Let me double check and see how much they are. So these little dual palettes are $32 each. So I guess if you had to do it, you could probably get away with getting 2 of them, getting one for cheeks and one for eyes, and then you have a full face here for like $60. But at the same time, I feel like you could probably get other sheer makeup for just as cheap. But I mean, these are so cute. So I'm really enjoying them. I'm just not sure that they're worth $32 for each little set, but I'm definitely gonna keep them and use them and get my money out of them. These lipsticks, I've already mentioned it, totally not worth the money. They're an okay lipstick, but the formula didn't really wow me. And yeah, the shades don't really wow me. The packaging wows me. I mean, the packaging is where it's at. And then the clear winner of this video are obviously these lip things. Again, what are they called again? Paradise Dream Velvet Lip Mousse. So I still have a couple shades right here that I haven't tried. I'm gonna go through and try them all, and eventually once I use up my favorites, I am going to purchase the full sizes. I just really like this formula. And again, it's something you don't have to think too hard about. You could toss these in your purse and not have to worry about staying within the lip lines, because again, it is kind of like a creamy sort of powder formula that just blurs around the edges of your lips. So I really like them. The colors are super vivid without being overbearing. I just like everything about these. So anyway, if you were curious about this brand like I was, I hope this video was helpful. If there are any other brands out there that you would like me to try out, go ahead and leave those suggestions below. I have a running list on my phone of things that I wanna try out and do review videos for. And the Black Friday sale was perfect timing, getting 25% off of all this stuff. Their videos were like super fancy on Instagram and Facebook, and I was a little bit skeptical, but I'm actually very pleased with the products that I tried. If you've tried this brand, also let me know and leave some comments below about what you like and what you don't like, or how you make these products work better for you, especially the foundation, which, I mean, it works. I just don't know if it's worth the money, but the more I look at it, the more I like my skin. So I don't know, I'm just really impressed. I really enjoyed how everything turned out today, and I used a minimal amount of makeup. I didn't even use a bronzer today, and my skin doesn't feel like it needs it. All right, so I'm gonna stop rambling and I'll leave you guys there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.